Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is me, that H-E-A-D, Anthony Walker, the host of the Wrestling Matters podcast, here to talk about Night of Champions and Monday Night Raw. Now, the audio I'm going to do on here, I will take from here. I'll put this up on YouTube when I'm done recording this and everything, to let you know. This will go up on YouTube, but the audio I will take and put it on my episode 26 of the Wrestling Matters podcast, so I can talk about Raw and Smack and Night of Champions on there as well, which I plan on doing, as well as TNA and SmackDown. Anything else that's relevant in the world of wrestling, as I do on that show. Now, also, I tend to talk in depth on these two here, and I just thought, why not? I'll take the audio and put it on the show. So, we'll do it now. I will kick off with this talk on Night of Champions with the tag team titles match. Predictable, really, because I knew it was going to happen. A good tag team match to start off. Two good teams, and the Usos' well-deserved tag team title reign is now officially over, thanks to the Goldust and Stardust. And it looks like that this was going to get over anyway, because if this hadn't got over, they would have had to face each other and go back to Cody and Goldust at which should have took place at WrestleMania, to be honest, but didn't. And if it got over, which we all knew it did, we would have seen the tag titles. This was supposed to be for SummerSlam, from what I read, but they held it to Night of Champions, and as we all know, Goldust and Stardust are now the tag team champions. The rematch is today, because this is recording on the 26th of September. I'm doing this on the 26th of September, and yeah, the rematch is on SmackDown, so hopefully, you know, will there be a new champions? I don't think so. What's the future now for Goldust and Stardust as tag team champions? I don't know. There's a lot of great teams that'll probably want that spot now, and it'd be interesting to see who steps up and goes for them. Could these capable having a good long title reign? Yeah, I could see these having a title reign until WrestleMania at least. Will it happen? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But it should be interesting now that Goldust and Stardust are the World Tag Team Champions. Maybe the craziest tag team in WWE tag team history. But we all know who they are, and we all know they are good. So, be interesting to see what happens. And then after that was the US title match with Sheamus and Cesaro. Fucking good US title match, to be honest. Absolute beautiful US title match. Probably the damn good US title match that I've seen in a while. Sheamus is bringing credibility back to that championship, in my opinion. Seriously, and I hope these two continue to have a feud, like a back and forth feud of this US title, because if they do and they have a match like they had at Night of Champions, it could definitely bring some credibility back to that US title. Because at the end of the day, it's nothing. When Dean Ambrose was the champion, he didn't really defend it that much. And we all know that's the second title to the Intercontinental Championship, but it should go down as that. I mean, Sheamus, despite what my boys at Sunday Segway saying, especially Kenny, I like Sheamus. Heel, babyface, at the end of the day, he's good. This fella thing and all that, it doesn't make any difference. I mean, Sheamus is who he is, that's his character. Just check my phone. But I believe that these two could have a good US Championship match. Another good US Championship match, a good US feud for the title. Will it happen? I don't know. This is WWE we're talking about. Anything could happen as far as booking goes, as we've seen that in due time. But yeah, fucking good US title match, and I enjoyed it, and they beat the shit out of each other, and yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Long may that continue. And long may this feud continue. Miz regaining the Intercontinental Championship from Dolph Ziggler. Now, I was pissed at this because fucking it was me saying that WWE have screwed him again, and screwed Ziggler again. Good match, not as good as the SummerSlam one. They didn't need these stunt doubles at ringside for me, and quite a shitty way to end the match really, and have Dolph lose the title, which was the tights pull. But like I say, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'll talk about it more on the Raw show. Yeah, Miz retained the title. The Rock wannabe, as I call him now, retained the championship, and like I say, I'll talk more about that match later on when I do the Raw results thing. Next was a match between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Well, it was supposed to be, but apparently Seth Rollins had a free match, or at least he thought he did, because Roman Reigns had emergency surgery the weekend as well. It was breaking news all over. Either that, or that was just WWE's way of trying to write him out the story, because Dean Ambrose comes out, starts to banter and dwell in his glory. They had a forfeit that match. He won by forfeit and everything, and then goes on to challenge somebody in the locker room for a match. Takes the forfeit win over Roman Reigns, or supposed forfeit win. Goes to fight. Goes to challenge somebody in the match to give them an opportunity to come out on pay-per-view, and lo and behold, in a taxi cab, the boss returns. And when I say boss, I'm not talking about Vince McMahon. I'm talking about my favorite guy in WWE at the moment, the lunatic fringe Dean Ambrose comes back, and all hell breaks loose, and they get into a brawl, and basically continue where they left off, basically, which was fucking great. And I was jumping for joy to see Dean Ambrose. I knew he'd come back eventually, because they still got this feud to deal with, and apparently he was out making a movie, from what I heard. And yeah, the feud continues, and all I'm saying is right now, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Hell in a Cell. Inside Hell in a Cell. Because at least there's one match that's guaranteed in Hell in a Cell, for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view at the end of the month, October 26th. And if WWE is smart, which sometimes they're not, but if WWE is smart, they will put Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell. Because I definitely would if I was them. Because that will definitely sell this feud. And fucking so glad Dean Ambrose came back, man. Like I said on the SummerSlam Results podcast show that I did, when I said with Vicky Ells and that, I just want to kiss Dean. If I could kiss somebody on the lips, I would kiss Dean Ambrose on the fucking lips. Just say to him, why are you so fucking good? Because Dean Ambrose is the shit. And Steve Dawson, Top Rope Elbow on Twitter, said it correctly as well. Dean Ambrose is the fucking boss at the moment. I fucking love that guy. I'm more on Dean Ambrose later on with the Raw results. Rusev and Mark Henry, pretty predictable match for me. I knew Rusev would eventually win. I couldn't see Mark Henry winning. I'd have been happy if he did win, Mark Henry, but he didn't, unfortunately. And Rusev shows his dominance. Can anybody beat Rusev? How long will WWE continue to push Rusev in this way? Lana's fucking hot. I don't give a damn what anyone says. But how long will they continue to push the Rusev character in this way? I don't know, to be honest. One thing's for sure, like Tenzai, because they built Tenzai up to be a monster, and he walked right into John Cena, and then John Cena killed him, basically. And then after that, Tenzai ended up going with Bros Clay. If Rusev walks into John Cena, he's done. You know, the best bet, if they're going to keep this, is keep him away from John Cena. If Rusev walks into John Cena, he's done. Simple as that. Because WWE won't allow John Cena to lose to Rusev. WWE, I say WWE, Vince McMahon in general. But yeah, what's next for Rusev? Hopefully a title run now. You You know, give him a title feud. A feud with somebody over a championship or something. I don't know. But who's going to step up? We'll just have to wait and see. But Rusev proved his dominance, and yes, they had the rematch on Raw, which I'll talk about later on. Paige, I believe the next match after that was, yep, Randy Orton and Chris Jericho. I'll get to Paige in the Divas Championship match in a minute. Orton showed me why I like the guy. Do I like this Orton corporate Viper, brown-nosing suck-up that he's become? No. I want the old Viper back. I want the Legend Killer back, if you will, or whatever. I want them kind of Ortons back. This Orton I don't like, because at the end of the day he's just a corporate ass. That's what he is. But he proved, whether you like him or whether you don't, he proved to Chris Jericho, he proved to WWE that he is really, really good at what he does. Jericho jumps off the top rope, jumps right into an RKO. Classic Orton. I'm not going to say the V word. Fuck you, Cole. Classic Orton, and Orton proves why he's so damn good in WWE, whether you like him or not. What's next for Chris Jericho? I don't know. But Jericho is at that spot now in his career where he can basically do Ric Flair, come in and put guys over, and make people make people shine, because he definitely made Orton shine in that match. And not that Orton needed any help, but he got it. And yeah, it was a good match, very, very good match between the two. And like I say, Chris Jericho's at that point now where he can have a good match with anybody, because he's got nothing to prove. But good match. What's next for Orton? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But like I say, congratulations to the two. Good match all round. Now for the Divas Championship match. It was a great triple threat match for me, but the thing that disappointed me the most was Nikki Bella. Although she did very well, Nikki Bella didn't get that shine that she probably wanted. Because let's face it, this Divas match, this Divas triple threat match was built around two people. AJ Lee, Paige. Nikki Bella was just thrown in as the wild card for me. That's why if you pick Nikki Bella to win, you're an idiot. Because at the end of the day, the mind games from the original Psycho Girl, as I call her, AJ Lee, allowed her to regain the championship. And where does this feud go now? Hopefully they'll put like a stipulation onto it now, like I don't know, maybe 2 out of 3 falls, or I know, put the Divas in the cage or some shit. I don't know. But where does this go now? They reckon AJ, despite the fact that AJ is leaving, supposedly leaving WWE, from what I've heard, I don't know if it's true, maybe they'll take this title reign again to Hell in a Cell and allow Paige to win it back, or win it back at some point before Hell in a Cell. I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad AJ's the champion, because I don't like the way Paige has turned out. Paige is this good wrestler and all that, she's great and everything, but this feud with her is developed a character, with her and AJ Lee, has developed a character where she turns, you see her skipping down the ramp and everything, trying to mock AJ. For fuck's sake, WWE, quit making her look like a fucking twat, will you? You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. But hopefully this feud's ended, and well, it doesn't seem that way from what I saw on Raw, but the sooner this feud ends, the better, to be honest with you, for me. Although it is good, but out of the two, I'd pick AJ Lee over Paige. That's just me. Right, now we got that out the way. Like I said, it was a quick thing. That was just my opinions on this. Now we'll get to the main event. The World Heavyweight Championship match with Brock Lesnar and John Cena. Old Superman himself. Now, was this a better match than SummerSlam? Yes, because Cena actually put up a fight. I don't know about you, but there were certain bits in this match that were carving copies of what happens at SummerSlam for me. You know, with the attitude adjustment about 10 seconds into it, or 30 seconds into the match, and Cena getting a 1 count or something. It was just ridiculous, that bit. But Cena put up a fight, and at one point had him beat, until Mr. Money in the Bank came in, hit him with the AA. Cena was about to get the 3 count, or from what it looked anyway, and then Seth Rollins comes in and hits him with the what to call it, the Money in the Bank briefcase, gets up, whacks him in the face, cashes it in, well, attempts to cash it in, hits Brock Lesnar with a curb stomp, attempts to cash it in, and then Cena spoils it, and then calls him a fool, and Seth Rollins escapes with his hind, runs up the ramp, Cena's like shouting at him, you fool, and all that shit, and then Cena turns around and walks right into an F5. I don't know what the heck's going on with this. What's next for Brock Lesnar? I've heard he's going to be facing Big Show next, because apparently Big Show's next in live, what I've heard. They're going to put him with Big Show next, Brock Lesnar and Big Show, which would be perfect anyway, considering what Brock did rather at the Big Show at the Royal Rumble at the beginning of the year. I don't know what could be next for Cena, Seth Rollins, but from what I got after that, it seems like Dean Ambrose is not the only one on Seth Rollins' radar who wants a piece of Rollins. Now, is this WWE's way of stopping the push now on Cena? I don't know. I could turn around and sit here and say, oh yes it is, it certainly is, but fucking, you know, WWE, Vince McMahon in particular, could, you know, I don't know what the fucking could do with him, to be honest. I mean, Jesus Christ, anything could happen. But overall, at the end of the day, I will give this pay-per-view a 7 out of 10 for me, because it was actually pretty good. Not the best pay-per-view I've seen, but it was pretty good. A few certain bits in it. It would have been a 7.5 if not for what happened with Dolph. But, yeah, it was a pretty good pay-per-view. Pretty good. Not the best, pretty good. Now, for Monday Night Raw results, Monday Night Raw kicked off with Dean Ambrose in the ring. Dean Ambrose coming down out of nowhere in the ring. The Lunatic Fringe is back on Monday Night Raw, and he attempts to call out Seth Rollins, you know, wanting him some more of Seth Rollins. But as he did that, he got John Cena in the process, and like I said, Dean Ambrose is not the only one who's looking for Seth Rollins now. John Cena is, and these two, you know, back and forth in the ring. Dean saying, don't get in my way, don't make me not like you, blah blah blah. And as they're about, well, from what it looked as it was about to have them two beat the hell out of each other, the Authority come out. Stephanie, Triple H, Kane, Randy Orton and Seth Rollins in behind, and they run their mouths off, and then all hell breaks loose because Dean Ambrose and John Cena go after the Authority. And then as they do that, all hell breaks loose in the aisle. They chase Seth Rollins through the crowd. Next minute, it's them two onto Seth Rollins in the back, beating the hell out of him. And then Seth Rollins manages to escape in the car. He steals a car, or accommodates a car, or acquires a car, and gets away from them. And then, I think during that process as well, Triple H, the Authority, booked a match between Dean Ambrose versus Kane and Randy Orton versus John Cena, which I'll get to later on. Yeah, just a crazy start to Monday Night Raw. A start you could probably expect. but a crazy stand nonetheless. And yes, now for the rematch on Raw. Justice prevailed. John Cena, Dolph Ziggler stealing the show. So I'm just looking at my phone there. Dolph Ziggler stealing the show and getting one over on the Miz. To be fair, what happened to the Miz what happened with him and the Miz at Night of Champions? He actually did it again. He actually did it to the Miz on Raw. Although I don't think Ziggler was at ringside from what I saw. All I can remember was Miz Dow gets up on the apron, looks to distract Dolph. Dolph turns around, super kicks him in the mouth. Miz Dow goes off, jumps off the ring. The roll up comes in. Carbon copy again, but Ziggler reverses it and gets the 1, 2, 3, and justice prevailed, ladies and gentlemen, because the best part of Raw, one of the best parts of Monday Night Raw, Dolph Ziggler regains the Intercontinental Championship belt and becomes Intercontinental Champion, which I believe was for a second time, I believe. I don't have to check that, but hell, I don't care. He's the Intercontinental Champion. Thank fuck for that. That's all I can say. Where's this going now? Probably another match at Hell in a Cell, but I don't know. I'm just glad Dolph's the champion. I can give a fuck, to be honest, where this goes next. Just thank God the Miz is not the champion anymore, and Dolph is rightfully the champion again. Now, normally I don't talk about this, but Bo Dallas, I fucking hate your guts. You suck. You're a fucking joke. I don't like you. No, I don't believe you. Like Daniel Bryan once said, I wish you'd leave for good. And kudos to Mr. Jack Swagger for making you tap on Raw. And then after that, what's his name? Seth Coulter, Dutch Mantel, whatever you want to call him, comes in and says, I believe you tapped out. You know, it's just fucking great anyway. But anyone who can get one over on Bo Dallas is okay with me. I fucking hate that guy, I do, honest. God damn. I don't know who's worse, him or Adam Rose. Seriously. More on Adam Rose later on. Yeah, but that's pretty much about that. And like I say, good one, Jack Swagger, for making him tap. Because Dolph, Bo Dallas to me is an annoying pain in the ass. Now, Natalya and Summer Rae. Natalya won the match by sharpshooter. You could see this match coming, because if you watch Total Divas, again, Total Divas, the show that promotes the Divas division, in my opinion, because that's what it's there for. You know, everybody knows the Divas title was on the line at WrestleMania 30 for the first time at a WrestleMania, and you know, if that happens, you know the Divas division sucks. So that's why they invented and created Total Divas, because let's face it, Total Divas is the platform for the Divas division to get over. It's as simple as that. That's why they built the match, and this match, because Summer Rae ran her mouth off. They had a ride together, and it was Natalya and Rosa Mendes. And then Rosa invited Summer Rae to get in and just, you know, try to be nice and all that and respectful. And then, not knowing the heat between Natalya and Summer Rae. And then Summer Rae started running her mouth off about TJ, which I'm guessing is Tyson Kidd. I don't know. Started running her mouth off about him, and then that pissed off Natalya, and she got out the car and grabbed her, threw her on the sidewalk, and basically just left her there. And that's what led to the match on Raw, which Natalya won by the sharpshooter making her tap, despite Layla's interference, because them two got together through their mutual dislike of Fandango. Yeah, predictable win, to be honest with you. And Summer Rae loses and taps out like a baby. Maybe next time she'll keep her mouth shut, which is highly unlikely, but hey, it is what it is. First main event match of the evening, Dean Ambrose and Kane. Dean Ambrose winning by disqualification. Seth Rollins interfering, saving the corporate ass of Kane, to be honest with you. And starting a brawl that helped finish, dropping Dean Ambrose with a choke slam. They just got into a brawl, and then one thing led to another, and then Dean Ambrose walked into a choke slam of Kane, and they all thought that was it. Goes backstage. Triple H is getting in the Rollins' face and saying, "Don't start fires that we have to put out all the time," and blah 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 blah. Next minute, out of nowhere, Ambrose comes in, starts beating the piss out of Kane, and then starts going to work on fucking Rollins. Just lost his mind. Starts steaming Rollins and everything, and then Stephanie comes in, and the security comes in and grabs Ambrose, and then they lock him in the this closet thing. They said lock him in the closet and just keep him there, and about 4 security guards covering the doorway and everything, so Ambrose doesn't get out. One thing led to another and all that. But like I say, I fucking love Dean Ambrose. I could watch Dean Ambrose all day. This guy's a. I think one guy, somebody on YouTube wrote in the comments underneath the video saying that Dean Ambrose is the PG version of Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think it'd be hard enough to disagree, to be honest with you. The 6-man tag, which saw the US champion and the former tag team champions, the Usos, against Goldust, Stardust and Cesaro. Now, this was just a fallout match from what happened at the pay-per-view with the respective matches and everything. So they thought, why not? Let's put these three together. Let's put these three together and have a 6-man tag. Which saw the US champion Sheamus and the Usos get one over on the tag champions Cesaro. What's next? Hopefully these two will have another match. Obviously the rematch is on SmackDown between the Usos and the tag team champions. Will there be another match between Sheamus and Cesaro? And if it is, if it's anything like the United Champions match, I wouldn't mind seeing it again. But yeah, pretty good 6-man tag. But the main event comes on SmackDown with the Usos invoking their rematch clause to get a rematch at the tag team champions and a chance to regain their belts. Will it happen? Watch on SmackDown this week. Again, Rusev and Mark Henry. Mark Henry was coming out with an injury. He had a back injury apparently from what happened at the pay-per-view. In the pay-per-view match. This match, to be honest with you, shouldn't have happened, but he wanted a second chance and got a second chance. But Rusev was too strong for him, and Rusev beat him with the camel clutch, and Mark Henry passed. I think Mark Henry passed out in the ring. Didn't quit, didn't do anything, but passed out in the ring, and he shouldn't have took the match, to be honest with you. But hey, he wanted a second chance, he got it. It didn't work. What's next for Henry? Maybe a tag team title shot with Big Show. I don't know, but I don't think he'd be going. I don't think the WWE will have him go for Rusev again. I think this Rusev deal now is over. But like I say, we'll wait and see. This is WWE we're talking about. Now to Adam Rose and the Bunny. Yes, you heard me right. Versus Slater and the Gator, which was, I believe the Gator was Titus O'Neil. Who would ever thought the Bunny would be an entertaining? I mean, the Bunny was more entertaining than friggin' Adam Rose, no doubt. Adam Rose is a creepy fucker, but for me, it's his wrestling style. The character of his wrestling style, he's just creepy as fuck. But the Bunny, I have heard, I don't know if it's a reliable source, I don't know if it's true, but I have heard that the Bunny, the guy playing the Bunny, is Prince Devitt. Apparently. That's all I've heard. I don't know if it's true, I don't know. But that's what I've heard. But yeah, it was just like one thing leading to another with this. I mean, for fuck's sake. Oh, my days in heaven. You know, the body was entertaining, there's no doubt. I mean, fuck me. But we just have to wait and we'll just have to wait and see. But I liked it. I like the bunny. He's got some style on him, and obviously he wrestled like a bunny, and he can kick too. He took Slater's head off at one point, but hey, maybe we got a new tag team. WWE Tag Team Champions, Adam Rose and the Bunny. And if you believe that, ladies and gentlemen, you're a big idiot. You're a fucking idiot. But hey, this is WWE. Anything can happen in WWE, as we've seen in the past. You know, fuck. But I'll tell you this right now, if Adam Rose and the Bunny win the tag belts, I'll quit WWE forever. That's it. I'll be done. See ya. Fuck that shit. Anyway, moving on. I digress, as Jim Cornette would say. Nikki Bella and AJ Lee. Now, Paige was at ringside. Even the presence of Paige at ringside couldn't stop that. And maybe this was Nikki Bella's time to shine, because let's face it, fucking... Besides the fact that Nikki Bella got owned by her sister, Brie Bella, before the match, Nikki had some time to shine. This was her time to shine, because let's face it, like I said, the triple threat match at the what I call it, at the pay-per-view wasn't about her. It was built around AJ and Paige, bar none. So this was her time to shine, and her time to get over, and her time to prove a point, basically. But it didn't work, and AJ beats Nikki Bella, and this thing between Paige and AJ Lee continues. The Black Widow proves to be too much for Miss Nikki Bella, and Paige. What's next for this feud? I don't know, but I don't think this is over between Paige and AJ Lee, not by a long shot. Now, for the main event, which was John Cena and Randy Orton with Rollins and Kane at ringside. Now, this was not their best match that these two have had, but Cena won by DQ. But the trap was set, and the trap was to have John Cena be in the same position as Dean Ambrose was, and have curve stomp right into these block of cinders, the cinder blocks that they had, because Kane brought the thing out. Everybody knew it. Even Jerry Lawler knew it, bless him. What was going down, what the surprise was, and everything was set up. But as they were about to set John Cena up on the cinder blocks, Kane lifts the thing to hopefully relieve the cinder blocks and have the cinder blocks there. But out of nowhere, fuck knows how he got there, but out of nowhere, Dean Ambrose comes in and causes havoc, and all hell breaks loose. And and as always, Seth Rollins gets out with there and runs up to the crowd. What does the future hold for this feud? Hopefully, if WWE's smart, please put Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins in the fucking Hell in a Cell, please. Please, please. Oh, pretty, please. But I'm looking forward to this Monday night on Raw. I look forward to anything that involves Dean Ambrose, because like I say, and like Steve Dawson correctly said, Dean Ambrose is the fucking boss. I fucking love that guy. And how the fuck he got in there, I'll never know. In that lift up thing. This... Wow. Good way to end Raw, but the Raw for me was 5 points. I'll give it a 5 out of 10 for me. It would have been a 4, but I give it a 5 because of Dean Ambrose's stuff. And the only two good things about Monday Night Raw for me were Dolph regaining the Intercontinental Championship and anything that involved Dean Ambrose. That was the only good thing about Raw. Basically, that Raw was the fallout of Night of Champions. But like I said, anything to do with Dean Ambrose, and Dolph regaining the Intercontinental Championship just as prevailing, that was okay with me. That's the only reason why that got a 5, or 5.5. Yeah, and that is it from this video, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have enjoyed it. That was my opinion on it. My opinion on Monday Night Raw and Night of Champions. Hope you've enjoyed it, and to the Wrestling Matters podcast, to you listeners as well. Hope you've enjoyed listening to it, and yeah. Until next time, ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am the H, that E to the A to the D. Until next time, goodbye.